Hello everyone, it's been a while. I haven't done a long form video in like 2 weeks, I think. It's been a lot. I've been studying, I've been getting my certification in hypnotherapy, and I got hypnotherapy myself, and it had worked wonders for me. There were so many layers that I was holding on to subconsciously, which had to be done, removed, and I needed help. I just couldn't depend on self-hypnosis. And so and it worked wonders, and I wanted to learn it myself so I can help others do the same and feel those same results like I did. So today's topic, I want to talk about how I merge neuroscience with spirituality in my healing process. People who believe in science approach rewiring your subconscious mind with help of neuroscience. Essentially, what it is, you put awareness into your subconscious mind where your programming was essentially made. And that is your childhood. Whatever you experience in your childhood, you tell yourself a story about that experience and you form a belief, a programming. And I'll give you an example. I failed 4th grade, and a lot of people stopped talking to me. I was met with silence from my parents. I experienced withdrawal from a lot of love that I had. So I made up a story that I am not good enough, or I am not intelligent enough, or I am not pretty enough for people to love me, and I have to do more. And that was my story. And I operated it from however young I was to now, believing that I have to do more in order to receive more or receive love. And that's what subconscious rewiring is to go back to those memories and reprogram, rewire your brain and your belief from the time you had established it. In spirituality, they call it healing your inner child. And they tackle it in a way where you meet your inner child when the emotional wound happened and give love and compassion to that child, that version of you. Or you guys are following. So essentially, when you see this two sides, neuroscience, subconscious, spirituality, inner child, essentially they're both saying the same thing: to rewire your programming, update your programming of what you learned when you were younger. And usually those are just the stories we made up by experiencing the same thing from the same people, and we made up these stories and beliefs that either we're not good enough, or I always get rejected, I always face injustice or humiliation. And then we start acting towards preventing, towards not feeling what we felt back then when we were younger. So a lot of people and a lot of digital nomads and all of them will say, like, I went back backpacking in Europe and I found ultimate enlightenment and I freed myself from all these beliefs and this and that. And that's all great. You did shrooms and ayahuasca in the Amazon. That's all great. Good job. But it's a lot harder or get enlightenment living in the real world. Like, I could go to the mountains and get enlightenment like today if I wanted to. But I live in the real world. I have responsibilities, such as my 4-year-old and a mother that I take care of because my dad's no longer alive. So how do you do that living in the real world? You know, it's a lot slower process. It's a lot harder because you are met with a lot of greed, lust. You're around all of it. It's easy to get pulled away into your journey. You're met with a lot of toxicity. Maybe, like, let's say you're trying to get over your mother wound, but then you live with your mother. So it's like you try to heal a scar that happened, and then it heals a little bit, and then something again happens and you scrape it off and it's back to where it was. It's a lot like that. For me personally, I live with my mom, so every time I try to overcome and heal my wounds that I got from my mother, it scratches off a little bit because I still live with her. She has decided not to change, and it's not my responsibility for her to realize that you need to change or, go towards the path of enlightenment and reversing whatever you did. But again, she's a lot older. She's from a generation that doesn't know or didn't have the awareness. And I'm not saying that it's not her fault. At some point it is, because she's choosing not to do anything about it, especially as an adult. When you're a child, you have no resources. When you're a child, you're dependent on the caregiver. She's no longer a child, so she doesn't have an excuse. But it's not my job and it's not my place to tell her she needs to change. It has to be an internal process. What I could do is hold my ground and my place and not let things happen that happened when I was younger to me again and again, because now I'm a lot older, I'm much wiser, and I know better. So yeah. The other topic I wanted to talk about is a lot of people approach me and they talk about how, like, Perry, what do you have to offer? Are you certified in doing this? Do you have a psychology degree? All of that jazz. And I don't have a psychology degree. But you know what? I have a lot of experience. I'm someone that would understand what it is to lose a parent. I'm someone that understands what it is like to lose a child, to almost lose my own life in a traumatic pregnancy. I was swollen like a balloon in the hospital. Like, all of this was swollen with water. And I stayed in the hospital bed for 1 week after I delivered Cairo. And I suffered with pains all over my body, blood pressure medication, anxiety, depression, you name it, while also having my son in the NICU, my dad going through chemo. In my son's first year of life, we also had to go through 2 surgeries. That was immensely traumatic for me and him. Like, seeing your child coming out of hospital and then going back in the hospital to get surgeries, and then we have to deal with all these feeding issues and things like that. It was a lot. And then also to realize that the partner that I thought would be my lifelong partner is not supporting me. Instead, I'm met with verbal abuse or you need to do more, while I'm already feeling like shit, was another heartbreak. And then when I finally decided I no longer want to be in this marriage, he was diagnosed with terminal illness. So when people ask me, what do I have to offer and if I have certification, I'm someone that would totally understand what you're going through. No matter what you're going through, I'm pretty sure I've gone through it. So I'm coming out of personal experience and personal, kind of like a data journal. All the things that I've went through, I've wrote it down. It's in here. I went through all of that and came out of it by myself without any guidance. I searched every corner, every book that could get me out of this. I've done therapy, energy work, shamanic work, even went to a medium to get guidance, someone that can channel me into the spirit world. So what you are looking for is being in a presence of somebody that has gone through what you're going through. And what I have to offer is not something I can explain in words. It's something you have to experience, being in my presence. It's something you have to feel. And I would say this, it's like a safety, emotional safety that you haven't felt before. And once you feel that emotional safety, you're able to say what you want to say, to be seen the way you wanted to be seen all your life, to be loved the way you wanted to be loved all your life. And that's what I'm offering, is the feeling to be seen, heard, and loved just as you are. Because Lord knows I've been there. And it's very isolating, very confusing, very messy. Yeah. And essentially, this is why I even started what I started doing with Sacred Becoming is because I know the pain. And there's a comfort that you will find in sharing these things with me, because I can share all the things that I've gone through with you. There's a comfort that you don't get with a therapist because they haven't gone through that. So by all means, therapy is really good. I'm still in therapy once a month or maybe once in 2 months. I don't need it as much as I used to. That was a point where I used to go to therapy like once a week. So therapy is great. Just therapy is not enough. I'll tell you that. I had to work on myself daily, because you only see her or him like once a week or twice a week or once in every 2 weeks. And what do you do the rest of the days when you need help, right? So yeah, today I didn't have much to share, but not an educational speech or a video, but it was something that I wanted to share, that, you know, everyone is on different journey. Please do not compare yourself with others, and you keep doing one thing at a time, one day at a time, and keep going, keep changing. Healing is a lifelong process. There's something new that will come up. There's something that you haven't healed from. You know, we keep doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. We just have to come into relationships and jobs and businesses and become a parent healed enough that you don't hurt anyone. Yeah, we have to come heal enough that we don't hurt anyone. Yeah, this is it for me for this week, and I'll see you next week. Follow Sacred Becoming. Join our school community. There's a lot of other videos about relationships, how to reset your nervous system, how to bring connection to yourself. And then if you want to schedule a one-on-one with me, you can also do that through the school community. The link is in my bio in this channel. And good luck out there.